That adds a whole nother wrinkle to the mix. Guess what? It's not going to be forgotten, because I'm not going to let it be forgotten. All the incoming kindergarten teachers need to know that this brute is still walking the halls at Riverdale School. And I also think that it was a cowardly way out to just give her a suspension, a 10-day suspension. I'm just so beside myself that they could even fix their mouths to say that this can't be you because you're too fat. That's what they said. Okay, you're not fat. You're perfect.
Thank you.
I know that on Mauve Wives, you kid around about your ASS. I promise to quit cursing. You kid around about it a lot, but you're not fat. That's ridiculous. And they not only make a character that looks like you, an avatar, a video game, and they're making millions of dollars off this game, I might add, but they steal your life. What do you think led up to this, if anything, Sandra?
I don't know. I had spoken to her that morning. Her mother called me stating that for me to call Carol, so I did. I called her, and she answered, and I can hear my nieces crying and crying in the background. But you know that was it happened. There was plenty of conversations with me and her and the girls crying, and I asked her what's going on, and she would say, "Oh, they're just crying, or they're hungry, or whatnot." But that day, I talked to her, asked her what's wrong. She said nothing. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, and that's what she said. And I don't know.
What was he drinking?
It was Fireball.
What, may I ask, is a Fireball?
A Fireball.
Well, somebody's just
whiskey.
yelling it from the set. Hold on. What's a Fireball, Krista? Cinnamon whiskey. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm glad my staff does. So he was drinking Fireballs that night. Did you believe you were going to die that night?
100%. And I took it into my own hands. It was either, hey, I'm going to die tonight in this vehicle with this man that will not let me out, or I'm going to jump out and hopefully live.
Nothing bad has ever been said about Will and Jada. Maybe people don't like the way their daughter cuts her hair, but that's not anyone's business but they're her own.
Wait. Therese Chuck, did you just say they don't like the kid's hair? Did you just say that? You know what? I can't wait till you have your baby. I can't wait. I'm going to bring this up to you that you actually are talking about how the kid does her hair. Who cares? I care about Jeremiah Oliver and Desiree Sheldon. They're dead. And CPS stood by and twiddled their thumbs while the children are dead. This kid gets a picture taken with a family friend who doesn't have his shirt on, and CPS is wasting my time and money investigating it while children are dying? Alexis, this is bass-ackwards. I think Will Smith ought to turn around and sue them.
Nancy, as we move to regulation of marijuana and the development of edibles.
Don't say we. Don't put me in that pot. I don't want to stew with that.
The fact of the matter is you make a good and valid point, and everybody in America needs to know that medibles have to be regulated and controlled, because there are medical ingredients to that marijuana.
Even that,
That's
Norm,
your
is
answer?
so ridiculous. You
No,
know,
it is not. It's the reality of the future.
If you look at how pot is being marketed in Colorado, Nancy, do you know how it's being marketed? With cartoons and with little sexy images, and it's being marketed to our kids.
You know, that's not even allowed with cigarettes, Brad.
There's no regulation.
Okay with marijuana.
Yeah.
In addition to many people believing she's a wackadoodle for this big anger over vaccinations, and I was very afraid of vaccinations. I wouldn't do bundles. I dragged them out over a period of years. But to kidnap your daughter, Robert, what is your fear tonight?
My main fear is that, I don't know where my little girl is. And, if she was to get injured or hurt, I really don't feel like she would go and seek medical attention, especially since she's already stopped the vaccination. She's stopped taking it to the doctor. And just the whole not knowing is what really is my biggest fear.